It's funny because you started off talking about CD-ROM. It's charged $49.95 sometimes, $29.95.
Those were cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Those were cheap, you know. And you think about it, and I go even in the downloadable game industry. The downloadable game industry, in my opinion, saved online gaming because I was at Shockwave and we were doing free games. Ad market went, and then all of a sudden it was like, thank God, people will pay $19.95 for a game. But I will say, this is what's, to your point too, Calvin, is that it's like, and Randy, it's like trying to figure out the business models for this, how we make money. I will say, the downward price pressure is very difficult because I do see costs. I mean, it's constantly have to improve what we're doing. We constantly have to break new barriers. In the CD-ROM, you had this house, this package of content that had a perceived value that was at $49.95. Now, how much it cost us to make that was one thing, but guess what? Apps can cost a lot of money, and when you're charging $2.99, you can have every marketing strategy in the world, but there are times when you have to ask yourselves, how much is too much? And what is really the plan here? You really now more than ever have to think about your marketing strategy outside of the App Store, because that's the point, because Apple won't do it all for you. You have to think, this is an opportunity, how do I maximize this opportunity? It will cost me X. People see the value as $2.99, $4.99. 10 years ago would have paid $29.95 for it. Very interesting market. It's a volume play all of a sudden.
Right.
So
well,
yeah, I mean,
it's also a very disruptive market out there for especially like traditional publishers. I mean, we work with some publishers. They're selling their stuff in the Apple App Store, and Apple keeps on telling them they need to lower the price to sell more, and it's like, we don't want to lower our price. So I mean, it's,
that being said, though, I will say that our children's group did an experiment last Thanksgiving. They decided that they were going to take, I think, 8 of their apps that are priced typically between $2.99 and $4.99. And for the 5 days leading up to Thanksgiving, where people were going to be in their cars on road trips with lots of more screaming children, and put all their apps on sale for 99 cents. And they did a whole PR push around it. And the money we generated in those 5 days, even at the reduced price point, was more than we typically generate in those time frames, right? I don't think you can do it all the time, and I agree with Calvin. I don't think we should be throwing content out there at low price points, because I think our content has value, and I think we need to prove that to consumers by producing great content. But the App Store does allow you to do great promotional things that we couldn't really do before, right? And get a lot of notoriety. I mean, there are all those websites out there that just track app prices, and they'll alert their consumers that things are on sale, and then you get these people who are basically bargain hunters. But by doing that, you'll push your product back onto the bestseller list. And the key is, once you do that, is keeping it there. Once the price goes back, that's what the challenge is.
All right, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and then we're going to have some Q&A time too.